this is going to be my review of the Steven Spielberg classic Jaws that I just finished. Jaws is a fitting time to finish the film because the film takes place 4th of July. Today's July 6th, 2 days after 4th of July. So, let's get into the review. And I think the best thing about this film is you really get a sense of adventure with this film. I think that Spielberg always has this way when it comes to a lot of his films. Either to just have great characters, which he does in this film, and give them development, give them their own quirks, and give them all their own character flaws, but also just give that sense of adventure. And really get the story moving. And I think, when they're being chased by the shark, when they're trying to shoot the shark, or when the kids are just trying to get away from the shark. Whether it be that iconic bump, 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 bump score, or it literally just be with the characters' movements, or just the shots Spielberg chooses for this film. It just emotes that genuine sense of adventure. And I think Quint's death is just something you just will be ingrained in my brain forever. Seeing the shark jump up, stab him, you could just hear the snap. You could literally hear the cracking of the bones. You could see the blood splitting out of his mouth. It's just a kind of a horrific feeling, but a feeling that, is realistic, where it's this film can be scary at times, but the best, and I don't really watch horror films, but for example, Alien, which is supposed to be a sci-fi horror film, and I definitely get those feelings. I am in some ways fine with it. I think jump scares, I'm not the biggest fan of jump scares, but I'm fine with it because it's horror films that are just aliens and chasing you, and they don't scare me because it can't happen. But I think the scary thing about this film is that it could happen. That a shark attack, as rare as it is, can happen. Ghost sightings, which I don't believe in ghosts, but I also don't believe in ghosts. I think if they happened, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. So it's sometimes ghost films and dolls coming to life. While I know for the most part they're not true, you never know. It has one of those you never know qualities. Jaws is one of those cases where a shark attack and a shark trying to eat you and grabbing your legs in a pool in an ocean, that can happen. And so I think it has that sense of the horror that on paper, this can be a very, very scary film, and having that R rating definitely helps. Having the gore of it was great, and just the characters and singing the song. I love when they're singing the song, and he's telling a story about all this, and you understand the characters. Oh, this guy's a boating guy. This guy's a police officer. Has a family. Who I was so invested to that scene where the kids are in the pond and the shark's coming for them, and I was so invested in that. And because for some reason the way that they kind of establish these kind of characters in the beginning of the story in this film really at that moment gets you to care about them. And just seeing the shark attack the boat, and seeing them they shoot the shark, but then they can't bring it up, and then they're falling in, and you establish early on from just the opening, that iconic opening sequence where the girl is in the ocean and she gets eaten by the shark. You establish early, and that just her hand on shore. You just establish early on in this film what a shark in this particular shark, this great white shark, can do. And I think by establishing that early on, instead of saying halfway through the film you get your first shark attack, by having it right off the bat, a shark attack, it's a great way of establishing a danger of the shark. And I think a lot of great films do that, where if it's a film about terrorists, they might show you early on what the terrorists can do, or at least at the beginning of their attack, they'll show you something about what they can do. Or if it's a film about a tornado, maybe it's just towards early on you see something that exhibits what a tornado can do, or something like that. And this does a prime example of that, of showing what a shark can do, so that you understand the consequences of when I forgot the character's name, But when the shark expert is in the cage and he's lowered down into the water and the shark's nailing on the cage, you previously know what a shark can do. It's killed a bunch of people before. It's, leaves bloody water. It can kill, because but now you have the scenario of the shark which you've seen previously in the film is vicious, is deadly, can kill people, can bite people, can take their arms off, take their limbs off. You see that. So when the shark's nailing on the cage, you feel a genuine sense of dread and fear through that. But I think some of the stuff, I think some of the shark looks don't age particularly great. But again, at 1975, these effects had to have been considered pretty stunning. And while this is not Spielberg's first film, it's technically his first theatrical film, and in many ways kind of establishes the modern blockbuster. This is a popcorn flick. This is a flick where you're eating your popcorn, you're like, oh my god, I love this. And it is great. The boat's sinking. I love smile, you son of a bitch. I mean, just iconic moments. And you're gonna need a bigger boat. I watched a video about this, but it's not. I used to think, because I've heard this quote a bunch of times, but the quote of "we're gonna need a bigger boat," it's not "we're gonna be a bigger boat." It's "you're gonna need a bigger boat." So yeah, it is a great film. It's not necessarily one of my favorites of all time, but it is one I look back and and kind of can show a positive experience on it. I think experience on it. I think the characters are great. I think that there's a lot of stuff done with the characters that I really do admire and really do love. I think I love kind of some of the shark attacks at the beginning were kind of cool, and establishing the family of this guy and establishing how nobody believes him and how how corrupt some governments can be, or not governments, but how some companies can be, where he says there's a shark, our main character says to the guy who owns the beach, there's a shark attack. Oh, but we can't close it 4th of July because of the publicity. Oh, not publicity. Because of the popularity and the money that comes in, the touristy parts of it, because it is a beach. And you see how that pays off, and you see that they go on, and the story's great. It's great. Great characters, great story, great sequences, and just iconic moments, iconic lines, and just a great sense of adventure, an adventure story, which is entertaining throughout. Stay tuned for videos coming at you.